guys, it's Kandee, and I just wanted to make this video for you guys, for anybody that's having a bad day, week, month, or even a year. Whether you're going through a loss of a loved one, a relationship, a job, you're feeling depressed, overwhelmed, whatever it is, I want to encourage you guys with a few things I hope will totally help you. Share this with someone that you know that probably might want to hear this also. I've just been having a rough week, and I hope that this inspires and encourages somebody. You're not alone. Even if on the outside, if it looks like people are doing great, we don't know the pains and hurts that they're walking around with on the inside. Everybody is dealing with something, and I want to encourage you guys to, whatever hardship you're going through, just some ways to get out of that spiral, because you just start going down into like more of a depressed and negative place, and soon you're like, I don't even want to go on anymore. And I want to help anybody that's feeling like they're going in that direction or they are in that direction. And I'll share you guys my week about that in a minute. But first I want to tell you guys, there are a couple things you can do to kind of get out of that funk. And the first one is, your words have such a powerful way of ruling where your life and your day is going to go. It's always said, you don't want to drag the hurt and negativity of your past. You don't want to let that ruin your hope for the future. So don't let whatever negative things are in your past, or what you've gone through, or even what happened in the last hour, don't let that ruin your hope for the future. And you really do, your words are like throwing an anchor out, and you want to throw that anchor out to positive island. You don't want to be throwing your anchor of negative word to negative island, because once you get there, there could be boats trying to help you to get off there from negative island, and you're not even going to see them because you're so negative and spiral down. I've been there, and I've been in that place before, and I don't want anybody else going to there. But your words are so powerful, so speak those positive words. Speak those words of life into your very own life. You want to say, you know what, I can get through this. Good things are going to happen. I'm going to look for me. This is building my success story. Whenever I've gone through a hard time, my mom has always told me, this is building your success story stronger. I've been through those times where I didn't have food to eat. I didn't even have a place to call home. I was in a really bad relationship, feeling things were hopeless and awful, and nothing good was ever going to happen to me. And in those moments, I think, you know what? These hard times are building my success story. And you want to root for those people that have been through hard things. Those people that you're like, man, you know what it's like when things have been hard. And you're so excited when they make it and they experience any kind of success, because you know that they deserve it. And I want you guys to speak those words of positivity, that you are strong, you can make it. I remember there was a magnet that I found on my dad's stuff after he had died, and it said, you don't know how strong you are until being strong is the only option you have. And I remember thinking that, I was like, my only option is to be strong right now when I feel like I can't go on. My only option is to be strong. My only option is to succeed. My only option is to make it through this day. And you have to get that mindset in your thought process when you're going through something hard, to say, I don't care if it feels like you're pulling the world over your shoulder with the rope, say, my only option is to succeed. Don't let failure, don't let giving up, don't let suicide, don't let any of those things be options. Your only option is success and to make it, and you don't stop until you get there. No matter how many hard things you go through, you have to go through those negative things. No successful person ever made it there without going through a bunch of days when they felt like giving up, hardships, roadblock, heartache, frustration. That is on your path to success. That's guaranteed in life. You're going to have those hardships. You just have to make it through them. So those words, you have to speak those positive words that I'm going to make it. I'm not giving up. I'm going to kick down every door of hardship that gets in my way, and I am going to make it through this pain, this heartache, this anything. And I'm going to make it through with a smile and joy on my face. Look around for small things to enjoy and celebrate. Make yourself a delicious glass of lemonade in a pretty cup. It could have an umbrella straw. Listen to your favorite song and think, you know what, I like this moment. At the end of every day, we have a sunset that we can enjoy. No matter how hard your day was, go and enjoy that moment and stillness in that beautiful sunset. Don't look around. Don't compare yourself to what anybody else is doing, how great everybody else looks like they are and you're not, because you don't know the heartache that's in their life that they're dealing with that nobody's talking about. The second thing I want you guys to know is something, it just takes you being physically active. You gotta get up, move, get those endorphins flowing in your body. For me, it's running. If you hate running, go for a walk. If you don't like walking, just turn music on and dance around in your room for 15 minutes. Do something to get that blood pumping, get your thoughts cleared out, and get those endorphins, those feel-good things flowing in your body to give you a new outlook to say, I can make it through, I can do this, I just need to recharge or reset. For me, running clears my head. After my dad died, I would run for 2 hours a day. I would cry, I would get all my thoughts out. most of the time it just clears my mind. And I have thought of some really great ideas when I have been on a run also, but it's going to make you feel good about just a refresh. Like those endorphins really do make you feel good. You have to do that. So do something physically active every day. The third thing I want to tell you guys is you have to appreciate the things that are going wrong, accept that it's okay, accept that you're strong, realize that you have to be your own personal coach. Sometimes one of my problems is I don't like to talk about things that are going on in my life to people, and even my family around me, they know that I keep everything inside. And sometimes that's not the best thing to do, really, because it's good to talk to people. It's good just to vent, get it all out, have somebody you can talk to. If you don't have anybody to talk to a chair, talk to whatever. But for me, and not to get religious on anybody, I'm just talking about for me what works, is to go to God, and in prayer I just pray. I say, God, I cannot handle this. Please give me new strength, give me new hope, give me new wisdom to know what to do in this situation. Just fill me up with hope. That is what I do. That's my first resort. It's not the last one. That is the first one that I do. But you need to have somebody you can get all of that out with. And I want to encourage you guys with a couple things. So this week has been pretty rough for me, pretty overwhelming on some days where I just was just like, I don't know. Not that I don't know. I was like, I don't want to deal with this stuff anymore. You know, it's a lot of stressful and overwhelming things. And then my grandpa got diagnosed with lung cancer, and he's not doing very well. He's been coughing up blood, and he's losing a lot of weight and doesn't really have an appetite and things like that. And I don't want to lose my grandpa. You know, I lost my dad a couple years ago, and I still miss him every day, you know, and I want to make him proud, where I'm saying I'm living bigger, I'm living bolder, I'm doing all these things because my dad would be proud for me to do those things also. So this week has just been rough, and I've had other rough moments in my life. Just to give you guys an example of, you know, sometimes we're going backwards in the opposite direction that we don't want to go, where we're like, I want to go here, and we're going the opposite way. Like, no, this is not my dream. That's not what I want for my life. That's not, you know, I'm headed toward marriage. It looks like I'm not going there. I'm headed towards career. It looks like I'm not going there. I want happiness. Looks like I'm going the opposite way. But sometimes it's like a slingshot, like we're being pulled backwards because we're going to be launched further into the future to somewhere we want to go. So before I started YouTube, I was in LA doing makeup, hustling, trying to get makeup on photo shoots, TV shows, whatever I was getting. And then my parents said, why don't you come home? We have this business we could use your help with. As I drove home, I remember just crying tears down my face thinking, I am leaving where all of my dreams are supposed to be coming true in LA, and I'm going to help my parents the wrong direction. I go there, a series of more events happen. You know, I get married. It's not a good situation. I end up going through a divorce. Very depressed, very hopeless, feeling like nothing good was ever going to happen to me again. That is the place. Right after that, the aftermath of that is when I started YouTube, and YouTube became a bigger dream than I ever could have dreamed of. Just knowing that I'm able to touch you guys and inspire you, and somebody writes saying, you know, I didn't commit suicide because of something you said, is more meaningful to me than I could ever put into words. But I never would have started that had I not gone backwards like a slingshot and catapulted me to a place I didn't even know I was going, or that could happen, or anything like that. And I want to encourage you guys that can happen to you. We always have those slingshot moments where it feels like we're going backwards, but it's really so that we can be shot further forward than we could ever imagine. And there's these things in our life that we think are the problems. You know, just like the oyster, it's a little bit of sand, and that irritation is what turns into a priceless pearl. Those things in our life look like an irritation, like this sand, I don't want this piece of junk sand here, this is one that's a problem in my life, and that can turn into the very pearl in our life. Like sometimes it looks like, you know, like we're surrounded, like our life is a bunch of poop. It's just a bunch of garbage and manure that we're in. And sometimes it's in that very manure that's all around us where the most beautiful flowers of opportunity and amazement begin to grow. That wouldn't have been there, you know, if we didn't go through those things. If you've gone through hard things, heartaches, you know, all those things, that is what grows your character. That's what makes you strong. That's what makes you amazing. That's what is making your amazing success story that says, you know what, when you do reach those successes, people are going to be so excited for you because they know you have been through hard things and heartache. And I want you to know if today is feeling awful and you feel depressed and you feel like you cannot go on, you hear me telling you right now, you can. You are stronger than you know. And this is building your success story. And I want you to turn your words around from saying negative thinking, that stinking thinking that we can get in our mind. Don't have that. The second you start thinking that, say, no, I'm going to throw that anchor of positivity out, and I'm going to pull, the rest of me is going to be pulled towards that anchor, that we are going to have positive things. I am going to be thankful. I'm going to look for every little moment that I can make amazing happen. Whether it's just you put good smelling candles before you go to bed, you watch a movie that you love that makes you laugh, do something to give yourself a break from the hardship of the day. And sometimes it's just those things that you see. Or I was in the airport and I saw a woman, she didn't have any arms or any legs, and it looked like from about her belly button she had no more body. She had these little kind of stump things on her arm, and she was in this kind of wheelchair sort of device that had these prosthetic arm type hook pieces behind her. And I saw her in the airport, and she was on the phone talking to someone about how something she was doing was hard for her to do. She's all alone. Nobody's there to help her. And I saw her, and the instant I saw her, I thought, you have these problems that you're going through, and she's got this that she deals with every day. And you have arms and legs, and you have these problems that I'm sure she would think are so much easier. One of my friends, grandpa, would always tell him that if everybody threw their problems out on the street, people would probably go back and grab their own problems because they would see how hard other people's are. And I want you to know that the problems, do not say they're problems. My dad would always say, don't say you have problems, say you have challenges, because challenges can be overcome. And I want you to overcome whatever problem you're going through in your life, whatever stresses, heartache, or hurt. Know that that is growing you stronger. You don't know the broken road that God is going to bless and say, it wasn't a broken road. It was all the things that you went through. It was you look at that carpet and it's all those knots and tangles that you see, and you don't know that on the other side of those knots and tangles is the beautiful tapestry, those beautiful rugs with the ornate pictures on them, that the backside looks like knots and tangles, but when you turn it around, it's this beautiful piece of art, and that is what your life is. No matter what you're going through, you hear me tell you right now, I think that you are so strong. You can get through what you're going through. You are amazing, and your strength is going to grow through these hard times, and that's going to develop your character. That is what is going to make your success story so sweet and beautiful. And to know that if you feel like you're going backwards, that is that slingshot moment that can be that you won't even realize is sending you so much, jettisoning you into the future to where your dreams are at. Do not feel alone. Do not feel discouraged. I want you to speak positive words. Go out and get your body moving. Take care of yourself. Tell yourself that you are loved and you are precious and you are worthy and you are strong, and you are going to have the brightest future that you can't even see right now. If your heart is hurting, I want you to know great love like you do not even know is waiting for you in your future. If you feel like giving up, I want you to know, don't. The most successful people have felt like giving up, and they didn't. They kept on going. I want you to know that I love you. I think you are amazing. If you even want to comment in the comment section below just to talk about it, the hard time you're going through, the week, your month where you're having, whatever it is, you feel like commenting, and whoever else feels like commenting words of love to that person, please do so. Sometimes in comforting others, we can comfort and encourage ourselves. I want you to know this week has been rough for me. There's been some awesome things that happened this week too, and it's so crazy because on the outside people can think, oh, that looks so perfect, but they do not know the hurt that they're going with. I'm gonna have new videos for you guys. I'm gonna get through this week, and you are too, and I want you to feel all of the love that I'm sending you guys from my heart to yours so much. Just know that every hardship is building your awesome success story, and I can't wait to see what your success story is going to be. Know that I love you so much, and like I always say, you are more beautiful than you know. You're more talented than you think, and you are more loved than you can possibly imagine. Know that I love you so much, and I am cheering you on, and today we are going to decide that it is going to be a good day. Any day that we are alive is a good day, and no matter how many problems it has, we're going to call them challenges, and we're going to get through them, and know that I believe in you, and I think that you can do this. I love you so much. Huge hugs from my house to yours until I can hug you in person. If you see me somewhere, you better come up and let me hug you and squeeze you as hard as I can in real life. I love you guys so much. Have an awesome day. Make it amazing. And like my dad would always say, make today better than yesterday. I love you. Bye.